Keep reeling. Here, hold it up here and reel this way. Oh yeah, you got him now. Oh, you got a good one, buddy.
Hold on.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Francis caught a fish.
Full?
Now we're gonna put him in the bucket. All right, we are to the fun part of a Taco Tuesday catch, cook, clean. So I know these are not giant bluegills by any means, but when you take your special needs son out to catch some fish, that's not supposed to happen. And appease your wife and kids with another Taco Tuesday, this is what we do. So a bluegill like this has got a decent little fillet, even if they're small. I cut right behind the gill down to the spine. I turn and go right down the edge of the fins. When you get to the back of this, then we poke all the way through and run it down the tail. Then I dig my fingernail in there and clean right underneath there. Now I am not going to get big fillets off these, but if you've ever seen Taco Tuesdays, especially with our fish tacos, we don't need giant fillets. And I just keep running the edge of my knife, a very sharp knife, right down the edge of that rib cage. When you're done, you get a nice little bluegill nugget like this. Then I flip that over. Gotta get my right underneath there and slide it down. Knife at about a 45-degree angle and slide. And you know what? It doesn't take too many of these to give us a nice batch for fish tacos on Taco Tuesday. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing up the catch, clean, and cook video from the other day when Hammer and I went and caught all those bluegill. So we had a lot of bluegill, but not quite enough, so I went to the freezer and pulled out one fish.
First, say hi.
Say hi. Right here. You gotta say hi right here.
Ha!
Okay. This is a walleye I caught on a August 3rd, one walleye, so as you can tell it was a big one. You might have seen it in a previous video. So busting out the handy dandy knives, and I'm going to clean up this walleye real quick and get ready to move on here with our video.
Dad,
I'm just going to leave the camera running.
I put the water bottle.
I might edit some of the stuff out. Francis needs to chill out in the background.
Dad.
So again, if the walleye fillet is this big, you can only imagine how big it was in real life. Don't touch. Alright. Minnesota laws state if you're going to take a fish across the line, you got to leave some skin on it. At least 1 square inch, I believe it says. So trimming that off, and that will go in the garbage. And this is way too big for my Fry Daddy, so I'm going to split it with the lateral line. Get this piece right here. Hammer, you're pounding too much back there.
I'll hold it.
There we go. With a walleye, just like any fish, or wildlife for that matter, if you're cleaning a deer or a fish, you want to get that white stuff off. As much of that off as possible. That's what makes the fish taste fishy. So, first 2 chunks of walleye there. This piece right here isn't necessarily terrible, but there's no reason to leave anything on there that might taste funny, especially after it's been frozen. So I'll trim that off right there as well. I got a lot of fish here, so I'm gonna kind of chunk this off.
I want to go let it evolve.
Okay, it's on in your room, buddy. Alright, that was from one walleye fillet. Alright, I've cleaned all this walleye up nice, rinsing everything off one more time. Make sure I don't feel any piece of skin or bone or anything that's not supposed to be there. Got it all in there. Drain the water off. One fish. Alright. Bluegill and walleye all mixed together. Put a little milk over it. And I let it sit for maybe an hour or so. But the milk takes anything that isn't perfect, like the fishy taste that might not be good, anything that's bad, it takes that out and covers it up, kind of washes it out. So, alright, we're getting close on the fish tacos. I got my burritos, or my tortillas. Got chips to go with salsa. Got my breading. Over here, I have fish and milk, I have fish in the egg wash. I got my grease going. And I got my onions. My wife likes onion rings, so they're going to go in the egg wash and then the batter as well. And then I fill this with all my fried onions and fish and keep it warm in the oven. Alright. Alright, here we go. Some fish. Just get them kind of damp in the egg wash. I just kind of spread them out on there. Don't want them too wet. Then I load it up. Flip and stir. And the last one. Off the top. And here they are. They go right on in the grease. And that's about enough. Got a couple that didn't go completely in. This is my very first batch of fish, which I think is kind of the best, just because this Fry Daddy, I think, tends to get overheated over time. And might be time for a new Fry Daddy, but they I think they hold their heat well, but I think they get just a little bit too hot. Okay, there's some fish done. It looks pretty good to me. Got some onion rings. They don't have a batter like, you know, like at restaurants. They just have a coating. It's almost like a tempura. Alright, the end of the bluegill are coming out now. Those bluegills come out almost like chips. Delicious, crispy. fresh out of the lake, never frozen. Delicious bluegill. You really can't beat a bluegill. Alright, bluegill, walleye, onion rings. I'm going to keep a few that didn't get breading for my daughter that's on keto. Alright, the last of the fish is in there. That's the unbreaded stuff for my daughter. Over here we have a few bass. Over here we have all bluegill, and then the bigger chunks in the middle are walleye. Down here we got our homemade onion rings. Alright, I'm assembling my taco, my fish taco. I like a little base of some coleslaw cabbage. Just a little base. A little cheese. Around here we love the yum yum sauce, so I just drizzle a little bit right over the top. A little bit. Oh. That's plenty. And then I'm going to take just a couple pieces of walleye, just like so. And there you have it. A fish taco.